Hey y'all, it's Alec with Sharing the Journey. It's a little windy out here today, but I'm at work here at the KOA, and I thought we would sit and talk about the reasons why Cindy and I prefer to work at a KOA over other private campgrounds. And this is specific to our past experiences and our preferences, but I thought I'd share it with you. What brought this up is yesterday I was up cleaning the pool, and I had a gentleman and his wife come up to me and say, "Aren't you the guy that does all the work camping videos?" And I said, yeah, I do a good bit of work camping videos on YouTube. How can I help you? And they said that they are both currently in law enforcement, and they retire at the end of the year, and they were thinking about selling their house and following suit and hitting the road and doing the work camping thing. So they had lots of questions, and one of the questions is, why do we work so many KOAs over other traditional private campgrounds? So I thought I'd do a quick video today. Sorry it's coming out late. We've had a lot of technical issues here at the campground for the last day and a half, dealing with connectivity and that sort of stuff. I'm going to try to pull down here where I am out of the wind, and I wrote down the list of things that the reason why we like to work at KOAs. So let me get situated down here. While I'm doing that, I tell you to please hit the like button, subscribe, follow, and share if you like our content, and let me get right with it. So I got my handy dandy list. Look at there. I even typed it out on the computer last night. So why do we prefer working at KOA over traditional campgrounds? Well, there's a strong community and culture at the KOAs that we have not found at a lot of the private campgrounds. KOA campgrounds, they are known for fostering a strong sense of community among their employees and campers alike. You'll find that a lot of the campgrounds you work at, if they're KOAs, that people go from KOA to KOA. Also, it's easier to find jobs just by going to work at KOA.com. And so the ease of finding a job, and then the community that you get among the employees is just, we prefer doing that. A lot of the private campgrounds are one-off, and they don't seem to have the same sense of community. Now, they do get people that come there from time to time, and they'll work 3 or 4 seasons at the same campground because they like the owners or the area. But for the most part, KOA provides you with the opportunity for a supportive culture. What does that mean? A supportive culture is that I know that the policy procedures at all KOAs are basically going to be the same. The way they do things are basically the same. So basically, I just have to figure out if I like working for a KOA Journey, KOA Holiday, or KOA Resort. We usually work the holidays. They have a good mix of things for the guests and employees to do, and they have guests that are a little bit stay there a little bit longer, and are usually located in areas where people come and camp at the campground, but they leave during the day to go do things in the area, like national parks, or where we are here in Rockport, go fishing or down to the beach. They also, KOA really pushes for teamwork among their employees and build camaraderie. There are some employees that they go from park to park with each other, or like Cindy and I do. We come back to, the plan is to come to Rockport every winter for the foreseeable new future, and to go to Yellowstone, West Yellowstone, during the summer for the foreseeable future. And here at this KOA, I am the facilities manager, which basically means I just manage the outside. And so I got along with some workers from KOA from last summer and beyond, and I've brought them in, and they're going to come back next winter to work with me here. So we have camaraderie because we kind of build and know the same people. Number 2, professional development opportunities. So if you're working for a mom and pop private campground, normally all the family is in charge of stuff, and there's really nowhere to go. You're either going to be a work camper or unemployed. So I prefer to work for corporate KOAs. I work for franchises, but at the corporate KOAs, so this is my 8th KOA. I think this is my 8th KOA we've worked at. I have learned the systems, and it's given me the opportunity to move up. Last year in Yellowstone, my wife was the lead on the front desk, so she was in charge of the front desk. I was the lead host, and then we came down here to Rockport, and they saw that we knew the systems and knew how to do the desk and knew how to do the outside. Sorry for the road noise. It's just I'm outside and you get outside noises. So we came down here, and my wife is the lead here in this store, and I am the facilities manager outside. Next year we come back, my wife will be the store manager and I'll be the facilities manager again. But when we go back up to Yellowstone, my wife's going to be the store manager. It's a huge store, so she'll be managing that store, and I am going to be the outside lead again. So because we are working within a system that has multiple campgrounds and multiple opportunities, then we have the ability to move up and to grow our reputation within a company, but also grow our paycheck. So lots of times you come back to another KOA, you get a raise each year. That's not always possible depending on the KOA that you're working at. But so it gives you the opportunity for professional development. KOA is very customer oriented. Some of the mom and pops that we've worked, or other jobs we've worked, we have not, we just did our job and didn't interact with the customers. That was left up to the owners or whatnot. With KOA, they encourage you, and as part of the training is they train you to develop the customers, because that's the backbone. And we've gotten to be friends with guests from the KOAs that will actually, we had someone here that we worked with or saw in Polson, Montana. They pulled through here. They immediately knew us and brought up information. When we were in Montana at Yellowstone last year, we had somebody from the campground in Minnesota came through and said, "Oh, I saw you were on Facebook," because we got to be friends, because KOA bolsters the opportunity for us to work with the guest and get to know the guest. And they saw we were in the area, and they booked 2 nights and stopped and hung out. I thought that was pretty cool. So we get to focus on the customer experience, which just leads to a overall total positive situation for both the work camper, me and my wife, or you, and with the guest. It's very positive. Innovative facilities and amenities. So KOA is always, well, they encourage their campgrounds. Like if you're in a journey, a lot of the journeys are encouraged to increase what they offer at their campground so they can become a holiday. And so KOA is also, they do a team or several teams travel the country. There's like 526 KOAs. So they travel the country and they inspect the KOAs. And then they give the manager or owner of that KOA a list of things they need to improve. If they don't improve them or they fall below grade, they're kicked out of the system. So that encourages all the campgrounds to be kept in a higher standard. And if your campground's in a higher standard, that gives a better experience for not only the customer, but also the worker. We worked for 2 weeks and when we were Southeast, we worked for 2 weeks at a campground in North Texas. outside of Greenville, Texas, I believe it was. The campground was falling down around us. And the owners, all they cared about was making the deposits every day, and they weren't sticking any money back into the campground. Well, if you go to the KOA, you pretty much know the campground's going to be taken care of, and the campground's going to be either in good shape or being brought back up to good shape. And being that the campground is in better condition, it's a better positive for the employee, the work camper, and the guest. And lastly is environmental stewardship. So I'm not a tree hugger, but I do enjoy the outdoors. And KOA seems to, well, I'll give you an example. This KOA we're working at now in Rockport, Texas. So before we do anything, we check, because we're on the coast, to make sure that we're not violating any EPA laws or any city ordinances that would affect the wildlife in the area. When we were in Yellowstone, we had marmots and stuff in the campground, ground squirrels and that sort of stuff. And we didn't try to relocate them. We educated our guests on, yes, we have these animals that visit the campground. Oh, we had a moose. We had a moose in the campground. So we educate the campers on how to be with one, or be at one with the animals, and how to act around them. And then if we had a nuisance animal, like a moose that became a nuisance, that wasn't just passing through and sleeping behind a cabin or something, then we would call wildlife management to get the moose moved on. We had to do that with a bear last year. And so we work with the environment. I worked in a campground in another location that was not KOA, that would trap animals or that sort of stuff and move them off the property. And I'm not sure what they did with them, but it was not in such a humane, I didn't think that they were as environmental friendly as the KOAs. So we will always take a job with the KOA as it stands now over a different campground. And we've worked with other big corporate companies. I don't want to mention them because I may have to go work with them again. But yeah, we've worked with other companies that don't seem as worker friendly or care about the relationships between their workers and their guests and the environment. So hit us a like if you liked it, thumbs up. If you have a comment or a question, leave it in the comment section below, or my email is listed in the about section if you want to ask me a question out of the group. And if you want to help support the channel, we have a link for Buy Me a Coffee. You can do as little as $1 or more, or you can use my Amazon affiliate. We always appreciate the support. It helps us get down the road. And I look forward to our next video. Sorry it was late today, but you can only do what you can do. Happy camping, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.